When it comes to personal injury, it is so important to know how to handle it and what steps to take. Well, here this morning with more info is personal injury and bankruptcy lawyer Kim Welch. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, personal injury is something that you probably see all the time. I mean, it's more common than we think. Why is it important to make sure you have an attorney to handle that personal injury claim?
Well, there's so many deadlines and things that the average person doesn't know that if you don't have an attorney, you can mess up your claim.
Oh my gosh, and that is exactly what we don't want to do. Now, I'm sure you've heard this as well. People say, well, won't an attorney just, take all the money and at the end of the day, I'm going to be left with nothing? I'm sure that's not the case.
No, that's absolutely not the case. So, while I cannot make any guarantees as to what will happen, every case is different. Typically, on average, a person will get 3.5 times more money with a personal injury attorney.
Absolutely. When it comes down to it, you guys are the lawyers. You guys know the ins and outs of what to do and how to handle a situation like this. A lot of people tend to go to the internet and try to research what to do on Google. They'll rely on friends to kind of give them advice. Is that a good route or not at all?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Each case is different. Each case is unique down to who the insurance company is, who the claims adjuster is. Those kinds of things are important. There are new laws all the time. There was a new law in January that now allow us to get information that we couldn't get before.
Oh, wow.
There are certain procedures to follow when handling your claim and deadlines to meet. If you don't do that, your claim is gone forever.
Wow, and yeah, we definitely don't want to go there. One question that I know is always brought up is when it comes to the insurance companies, while a claim is pending, are you able to switch?
Absolutely. So an insurance policy is basically a contract.
Okay.
So the insurance company has to honor the contract that was in the place at the time of your accident. So if you're no longer happy with your insurance company or they have raised your rates, you feel free to shop around even after an accident.
Okay, so you're not tied. Like, this is not an ironclad contract where you cannot change insurance companies in the middle of it.
Absolutely not. You
So
can change anytime.
Wow, so if I'm like, my insurance company is not doing what I need them to do, I'm simply just very upset, I can make that switch.
Right, you can
See,
fire
I didn't know
them.
that. Okay, that's great to know. What about applying that same concept to attorneys? Can you switch attorneys?
Absolutely. So one of the biggest complaints about attorneys is that they don't communicate with their clients or that clients are always talking to the paralegal. That is not acceptable. In my office, you always speak to me. Always. You get my cell phone. You can text me and call me anytime. I don't work 8 to 5.
Okay, so
you can switch attorneys at no cost to you. The attorneys have to split fees, basically same fees.
Okay, see, there you go. For those of you watching this morning, if you're dealing with maybe a case, you're not getting the communication you need, you're simply not happy with the way it's going, Kim Welch is here for you, and I love all the info that you've provided today. Why is the pandemic specifically, and I'm saying this because it's happened in my family, it's been so hard to get a hold of people, it's been so hard to get a call back. Why is that happening specifically during this time, and what makes you different with that?
So my office was already paperless. We already knew how to handle things virtually before this happened because we were already geared for that.
Good, yeah.
So I think a lot of law firms are holding on to the old ways, holding on to their paper, the old school way of doing things. We weren't doing that even before this happened. So for us, it wasn't even a transition. It was just continue business as normal.
Good. And so you guys are at work all the time. You're still making the calls. You're doing everything you need to do to make sure your clients get taken care of.
Absolutely. I haven't had a day off.
Wow, that's very impressive, Kim. Now, for somebody watching today saying, this is who I want to fight for me, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So call our office, 888-590-5510. Hit extension 1 to speak to me personally.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And I want to give you guys more info to get a hold of this team. Go to KimWelchLaw.com for more. And this segment has been sponsored by Kim Welch Law this morning. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, now it's time for our first